Morning, Chris.
Yeah, welcome to this conversation. Sheikh Gumi has said that those lists published by the federal government, they are false. That the bandits are not in that aspect. What's it?
Sheikh Gumi is supposed to have been in now. I mean in jail. Because Sheikh Gumi, I don't know the kind of role he's playing. The roles he is playing in Nigerian government. I don't know which federal government agency that he represents. Listen and listen good. Sheikh Gumi has been penned down that his associate Mamu is one of the sponsors of terrorism across Nigeria, and he still has the impetus to be telling us stories. I mean, Sheikh Gumi. Is Sheikh Gumi a government on his own? Is he working for Saudi Arabian government? Saudi Arabia themselves, they say they don't want Sheikh Gumi. They banned him 2 years ago from entering Saudi Arabia. That latest thinking Islamic cleric is not needed. Is no more needed in Saudi Arabia. Listen and listen good. See, Sheikh Gumi is penned down, provided Mamu is among the complicities. Listen and listen good. Sheikh Gumi is involved too. They should have arrested him. The way he's talking tough about this issue of terrorism of a thing, it has indicated that he's having the biggest stakes in kidnapping business in Nigeria. Banditry business, when it was at its most during Buhari regime, Sheikh Gumi became a mediator, an intermediary between the bandits and Nigeria nation. Sheikh Gumi will go inside the bush. He will drop the ransom. They will give him up to 35 to 40%. He will come home. He will constitute the plan for the bandits to go another one. As he finishes this one, another one, and another one, and on and on and on. Now that Buhari is not there, Buhari is no longer there. Sheikh Gumi is not getting any profit again. No shares from the ransom. No ransom money. I'm telling you, he made the money during Buhari regime. Sheikh Gumi is not making any money again. Now he has started asking Tinubu to allow him to mediate between bandits and the Nigerian nation. Oja mediate is here, Omegene, Owele profit, Etianapa. After mediating with terrorists, he will go on with his own commission. What a life. Why Nigerian police and DSS are this cheap? Why do they think so low? They should have understood that the one that eats the vegetable is living right inside the vegetable. How does he know the hideout of bandits? How did he know their modus operandi? Their mode of operation. How did he know? He's now carrying propaganda all around that the list of the listed names of the sponsors is not true. Look at one man fighting a whole federal government, and the government of Tinubu is not doing anything about it because Tinubu is Tinubu. Nothing good about him. See, let me tell you, Gumi is saying this because of course he knows Tinubu come from the back door. He that jumps from the window into the house is a thief. That's why Tinubu could not see anything wrong on arresting Gumi. If Gumi could be an Igbo man and be saying all this nonsense, Gumi would have ended up in jail. An Igbo man was cautioning how Igbos were being maltreated, their properties bulldozed and destroyed in Southwest. On an ordinary talk that IPOB should come here, the honest man is still today languishing, suffering in jail, unreleased. In fact, nobody has come out to go for him. Today, Gumi is threatening the whole country. An act of terrorism, very, very delicate act on the international law, and still Gumi is still talking nonsense because he's an Islamic cleric. See, the only thing they can do is to arrest that pig. To me, the man is a pig, very dirty and saucy, unkempt, side beers, battered dentitions. They should go and do what? Arrest him.
Until we arrest him, there will not be any progress when it comes to this situation.
He should be arrested because bandits will open up soon. If they handle the issue of bandits, bandits will either abscond into the Sahel, back to the Sahel countries from where they come, or they open up on their sponsors. Even exactly the business or deal they were in the past having with Gumi, Sheikh. So they should make sure that something very, very decisive is done about Gumi. Gumi should be brought to book.
Federal government has decided to partner with state governments on state police.
SPF, State Police Force, I trust that. That's good. It's a bad initiative. I like that. Each state should employ the indigenes, their indigenes to be part of the, to take over that job, not to be part, to take over that job of policing states across the federation. If we employ indigenes from that state, they will work with all seriousness and alacrity. They will make sure that they protect life and properties of their states. The stakeholders in the states will make sure that no Fulani man is employed in Anambra State Police Force. Anambrans are not from Fulani. The Igbos in their whole states should make sure that the whole SPF is from Igbo extraction. That is when Southeast will be tacitly protected. When you talk about policing, they will work hard and make sure that nobody from Sahel country in terms of Nigerian army or Fulani herdsmen or bandits torment people of that region. They will work as police with one mind and in unity. The advantages of state police is scattered everywhere. We know we have much advantage if each state starts policing themselves. I didn't understand. Gone are the days when we depend only in the centrality, a situation whereby Nigerian police force is protecting, policing all over Nigeria. I don't think they are well remunerated. They have not been paid well. Many welfare that are supposed to be assigned to the police have not been given to them. So let me tell you, the packages, welfare, everything in the states will be given to the indigenous people of that state to make sure that policing their states will be their utmost priority. That is my take.
Okay, thank you very much. God bless you.
Good morning.
Now let's talk about Sheikh Gumi. He has said that those names published by federal government, they are not the sponsors of terrorism in the north. So what's your take? How do you look at it?
Okay, what he's trying to say is that the federal government is lying. That the intelligence report, the intelligence report is 0/0 is inaccurate. That what the federal government is saying is just babadash. What is upside is 0/0. Well, that's the fact. It's left for the federal government themselves now to, of course, prove themselves. But if you look at the past, there was this particular one. They said it's very close to that Gumi. Some time ago, it has an issue where the government of Saudi Arabia was able to publish certain names, and his name also featured in the list published by the Saudi Arabia government. But for Gumi to say that these people the federal government published, are not sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria. Do you know what that means? I think at the end of the day, they may likely face or go to court to prove their innocence.
But if you question him, maybe he knows the sponsors.
Of course, now see, it's a matter of the law. It's not a matter of questioning. If the government have enough evidence, to nail Gumi, because every time, any day, he's always been mentioned by the bandits, the Boko Haram, as one of the people that will negotiate whatever for them. So it's left for the federal government, to gather more proof, information, to take him to court and prove that he actually, this is not a matter of word, it's not a matter of press statement, it's not a matter of this thing, it is something that will be determined in the court. You understand? And that's what civilization has taught us. You understand? Get him arrested like they did. Of course, they take him to court. Whatever, all of them, wherever they are, take them to court. If they have any evidence against them, then they should tender it to the court. From there, we know whether actually, whether they are the sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria. But to be honest with you, you know, there has been linked. These people that have been mentioned over the years has been linked always, even by international intelligence report, you know, has also pointed some of these men that the federal government are talking about as sponsors of Boko Haram, you know, banditry, killings, kidnapping in Nigeria. So but we cannot say that that is the truth until we get to the court. And I believe that federal government should have enough evidence, you know, to tender in the court to prove that they are actually, you know, sponsors of banditry, Boko Haram, kidnapping in Nigeria.
Looking at this banditry of the thing, why should we take Gumi serious when he makes any statement?
Why? Gumi has been an influential Islamic scholar, though he has a military background, you know, retired, so to say, but he's one of the religious opinion leaders in the north, and he has sympathy for what is happening in the north. Sometimes he will say against what is happening, sometimes he will be for. He will support, you know, the issue of Boko Haram, saying that they need one thing or the other. They are agitating for one thing or the other. You understand? So I think to an extent, Gumi should be taken serious. You know, there was a time a particular picture went viral where he was seen in the midst of terrorists, Boko Haram, whatever name you are going to give them, bandits, whatever, you know, and he made the whole world to understand, you know, that he has a certain link with them, that he can influence them, he can change their opinion, he can do this, he can negotiate between them and whoever or the other party. You know, that is how it goes. You know, so when he makes such statement, I don't think that the intelligence report should be able to come up whether actually the Gumi should be taken serious or not. And if government is lacking in that regard, that is their business. It is their responsibility to be able to provide security, you know, for Nigerians, to create an enabling environment, you know, where things can at least, you know, work very well.
Okay, he advised Tinubu that he should not use military force on these bandits. Instead, he should negotiate with them.
And you know, that negotiation, you know, is also very dangerous because there's no same government that wants to negotiate with people who waste lives. You know, as I'm talking to you, if you look at the number of people that have been killed by Boko Haram, is much. You know, families have been sent to their loved ones. You know, the guy has destroyed. They have destroyed a lot of things. You know, so if Gumi himself is saying the federal government, you know, that they should go and negotiate, suspiciously, it is another way of telling the federal government that actually these people need empowerment. You know, then the other angle of it is that, you know, we are in charge. We know what to do. We know how to cause havoc. We can destabilize anything at any point in time. And there's no how you're going to know these people without me. And we dictate the tone. We dictate what happened. You know, so but on the side of federal government, it is going to be a very difficult thing. You know, because unless there's any other way around, the only way out of this is to make sure that lives and properties are being protected. And when they are saying negotiation, you know, after negotiation, what happens? They use the money to go and buy what? Weapons, empower themselves. Because you cannot talk about negotiation, you know, with that money. And this most time, this money run into billions of naira. We know what happened during the railway killings. Abduction and kidnapping. We know what transpired, you know, and we know what Buhari's government did, you know, and this thing keep on going on like that, where they have access to cash through kidnapping, they raise a lot of money and all that. So the fact still remains that unless the federal government sit down and know what to do, whether they are going to use force, whether we are not going to use force, what we are saying is that those kids, those children that were kidnapped was as a result of the lapses of the government itself, and they have that responsibility to return those kids to their loved ones.
What's your take on state police? Federal government wants to align with states on state police.
Of course, I don't know why Tinubu decided to take it. When I say small, or one after another, I think anything that has to be with restructuring has to be holistic. You know, having outlined all the constitutional requirements, all the policies, all the programs, all the planning, and all that, how it's going to work. The type of restructuring we are going to back on, you know, is it going to be regional? Is it going to be region with state? That's the part. How is it going to be connected to the center? You know, at the end of the day, how will the center look like? You know, at the end of the day, these things are part of the report. You know, that when submitted will be holistic. You understand? I do not subscribe to what Ayokodem is talking about, what Adibande is talking about. We don't need constitution. If we restructure Nigeria, at the end of the day, there can be regional constitution that will handle, you know, issues, laws, you know, within those regions. They can do their own. Then maybe somehow somehow we can have an umbrella constitution that will house the remaining, that will border on issue that will take care of the issue of security, border, and of course bilateral relationships.